Welcome back, Van Heist! Happy February, happy Black History Month. We are going to be learning about some fantastic black artists this month, and the first one we're going to start with is one of my favorite artists of all time. His name is Jean-Michel Basquiat, and he would create a lot of symbolism within his paintings. Now when I say symbolism, I mean a picture of something that represents something else. And we talked about that a little bit when we made our maps. Remember there was that little spot in the corner of maps that would show you different symbols to represent different areas on the map. Jean-Michel Basquiat would kind of do a similar thing in his paintings. When you take a look at his artwork, you can see first and foremost that this guy loved to use lots of color. He used wild lines, really expressive characters, and oftentimes he would include words and things like scribbles within his paintings. This one was really striking to me. It's one of the more simple creations of Basquiat, but I just love how he drew this really intense dinosaur. It almost looks like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And do you see what's above the dinosaur's head? Yeah, that's right. It's a crown symbol. And this is something that you see pop up a lot in Basquiat's work. So today we're going to be taking a look at some symbolism that we can create, maybe what it means, and maybe we'll even try to draw a dinosaur. It's all part of our Jean-Michel Basquiat adventure, so let's get going. Let's get into it. Today you're going to want some paper, a pencil. Make sure your pencil has an eraser or you have an eraser nearby. And I'm going to use a combination of markers and crayons. Now, that image that we looked at earlier, that dinosaur that Jean-Michel had created with the crown floating above its head, I think I'm going to create a dinosaur sort of similar, and then I'm going to include more symbols that I can use that kind of tell a little bit about me or about my life story. But first we're going to draw ourselves a dinosaur. We're going to start with a triangle near the top of the paper, and that's going to be sort of like our dinosaur's head. Are you ready? Our triangle's point is going to go that way. There's my triangle. Now I want the back of my triangle, or I should say this bottom corner, is going to get a line that goes like this. Just like that. And this part is going to get a line that goes straight down like this. Just like that. Okay, now this is actually going to turn into my dinosaur's tail. So I'm going to have it go a little bit further and then curl up like this. And then it's going to go... See how that's becoming a tail? And I'm going to make this one, this dot, and this. And I'm going to make this line and this line connect to each other using a smile. Now you're probably realizing our dinosaur has a head and a tail and a body, but there's no arms or legs. We need to draw some arms and legs. I'll start with the arms. 2 lines close to each other, and then we can connect them with some fingers. There's one arm. Let's do another arm. Now let's do some legs. We're going to do the leg closest to us. I'm going to do 2 lines that come down like this. And then there's going to be 3 points for the 3 toes. 1, 2, 3. Remember those 3 points for later because we're actually going to replicate that in a little while. Now this dinosaur's leg over here is going to look a little bit different. Since we're seeing it from the side, we don't see all of the toes. So we're just going to see part of the toe and the heel. Kind of like this. Here I'm going to make a line. That's my dinosaur's mouth, and I can make some big pointy teeth coming down from it. I really like how Jean-Michel Basquiat's dinosaur has these really big eyes, so I'm going to try to make big eyes too. One eye like this, and one eye like this. Now, I noticed that the head of this dino is still a little pointy, so maybe I can round the corner off with my pencil and erase some of that point. All right, from here, I'm actually going to start adding some color to this dinosaur. Jean-Michel's dinosaur is black. I think I'm going to make mine purple, just to change it up a little bit. This dinosaur is looking pretty silly. And now I want to use my red marker, and I'm gonna make those spikes all the way down, starting at the head, down to the bottom of the tail. Now, I think I want to color in these spikes, but I'm gonna use something else. I found this yellow-green crayon. I'm gonna color in my spikes with a yellow-green crayon so they have a red outline and a green inside. Now there's a lot more details I could add here, but I'm gonna go ahead and add one of Basquiat's most famous symbols that he included in a lot of his artwork, which is a crown. We're gonna do a crown that's kind of floating above this dinosaur's head. And to do that, I'm gonna take my pencil, I'm gonna make a straight line like this, and off of that line, 2 lines that go straight up. Now we're gonna make kind of like a capital letter W between these 2 lines. Here we go. There's our crown. Now, a crown is a symbol that was used a lot by Jean-Michel Basquiat in his art. If you were to add your own symbol, what would you add? Let me think. I think because I like to draw so much, I'm gonna make a pencil symbol. So I wanna draw a pencil, but I'm gonna try to keep it simplified. Let's see. All right, I've added a few more symbols. You can see I've added a heart because I think it's very important that people love each other and are kind to each other. I've added planet Earth because I think it's important to protect our planet. There's my headphones. I've included a little scaredy squirrel face and, of course, a peace sign. So I'm actually going to, just like with my dinosaur, I'm going to go over some of these shapes and make them a little bit more bright and bold and add some color, and then we're going to add our finishing touches. All right, you can see that I've added a lot more color and details. Something that Jean-Michel would do sometimes is he would color around a symbol or object to kind of make it look like it's almost glowing. Do you see how I made my dinosaur look like it was glowing orange? I added some water in the background to symbolize I really like playing in the water and I love going out on lakes and exploring around oceans and rivers and that sort of thing. So this is kind of a personalized drawing for me right now. Some of the things on here are things that I care about. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write my name on it, but I'm going to write my name in a sort of a special way. Jean-Michel would oftentimes add lots of words and writings, and he didn't always use really neat handwriting. I'm going to actually spell my name, but instead of going across, I'm going to spell it downwards. So I'm going to start with my first letter, and I'm going to go downwards like this. So if you want to try doing that as well, you can. All right, I think I'm gonna finish this off by adding a simple black border, a line that goes all the way around, close to the edge. All right, there you have it, our very own Jean-Michel Basquiat inspired symbol drawing. Now, I don't know if the dinosaur necessarily symbolizes anything for you. Maybe you really like dinosaurs, but hopefully you were able to think of a few other symbols to include in your drawing that can tell your story. Thanks so much for trying out this project, Van Heis. I can't wait to see how your drawings turn out and tell you more about one of my favorite artists of all time. I hope you have a lot of fun, and we'll see you next time. Happy Black History Month!